What's going on, guys? It's Simp here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my current updated settings. I'm just be running through the graphics, audio, and controller settings mainly. Besides those three, there's not too much that's important. Alright guys, to start it off, we're going to be in graphic settings. Display mode, you're going to want to be on windowed full screen or full screen. Personally, I think this is just something that it's a preference thing. You know, if you want to be able to have easy access to a second monitor, or be able to tab out easily, if your game you want to be playing windowed full screen. But if you want to be mainly focused on the game and have a little bit more frames than usual, you're going to want to be just on full screen. Next, you want to have your refresh rate as high as possible. This just makes your game look better and also makes it feel better. So you definitely want that. We don't want we don't want VSync. We don't want as many frames as possibly we can get. All the way down to display, field of view. I still played 100. I think I'm one of the few people left that is currently playing at 100. I'm not sure who else is playing on it, but I think a lot of people moved down to 90. And I also still play affected ADS field of view. Again, this is just a preference thing. I think affected it just feels good, so that's what I use. Next, brightness. This is just with your monitor, you know, to make sure your brightness settings correlate with your monitor until you can barely see the thing. I never really have to change mine, so it's usually just around 50. And then moving down a little bit more, we're gonna get to the actual settings, the texture quality and all that stuff. So before we get there, just make sure you have your frame rate on unlimited, unless you know your PC can't hit a certain amount of frames. Then just limit it to a certain amount so it doesn't have any effects on your graphics card or your processor or anything like that. So moving down to texture quality or details and textures, I have my texture quality on medium. This is just because I think it's the best in between of, I guess, performance and quality. So I think medium gives you the best of both worlds with not really stressing your PC too much to mess up your frames. So model quality I have low. I don't have the HD stuff installed because I decided not to install it for some reason. I didn't think I was gonna need it because I wasn't gonna get those frames anyways. Special effects quality medium. Screen space reflection disabled. Really, I have just about everything disabled. I'm still gonna run through it, but I have just about everything on the lowest thing possible besides texture quality and dynamic shadows. So we'll see in a second. So screen space reflection disabled, object view distance low, water tessellation disabled. Moving down the shadow and lighting, the volumetric lighting is low, shadow quality low, dynamic shadows all. This is just because you can get advantages in certain areas on the maps. Like, let's say Garrison per se. If someone's in lights on Garrison and you're caution side, you can see them running to the heady way before they actually get there. So, it's just something that helps out performance just a little bit. You know, it gives you a little bit more info on the map, so it's definitely something to have on. And then special effects shadows disabled and weapon shadow disabled. Moving down to all the ray tracing and NVIDIA stuff. I don't use any of the ray tracing. I didn't like how it looked, and you know, it just saves the most frames. You know, you always want the most frames possible. So disabled all this. Post processing effects, I disabled DLSS. Also disabled anti-aliasing and ambient occlusion quality. But I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what's in my throat. But let's see, motion blur disabled, ambient occlusion quality disabled, subsurface scattering disabled, and order independent transparency disabled. And you know, like I said before, I have just about everything disabled besides dynamic shadows and actual texture quality. And this is just so I can have a decent looking game as well as having the most frames possible. So if you guys are looking for that, make sure you use these graphic settings. But let's get over to audio. All right guys, for audio, we're gonna be starting off at the top. This is just going to be how I play during matches and scrims and stuff. This isn't going to be my sound settings for videos because I do it a little bit differently so that you guys can hear me more. Right now there might be an incredible snowstorm in your ears just because of how this game is and my master volume right now, but start off master volume at 100, music volume on 0. This is just because music gets annoying in the game for the most part. Sound effects 90, dialogue 90, and cinematics 85. This is just so I can hear everything while I'm playing. You know, if someone's calling the streak, if someone's doing something on the map, like your character can sometimes call stuff out. It's not like specific stuff, but like I just like hearing what they say because I feel like I pick it up a lot. For audio preset, you're gonna want to use Treyarch Mix or Bass Boost. I think Treyarch Mix overall is just the best one, just because it's like it's the Super Crunch option. I think from old like Treyarch games, and that was always the best in my opinion. So that's what I always go with. I do play with hit markers just because I can't hit a shot without hit markers. I don't know if you guys are the same, but I just need them, so I keep it on. And for the rest part of audio, I don't think there's anything too important to actually change. No, I don't think so. So that's good. That's going to be it for audio. And then we're about to move on to controller for the last sound setting. All right, guys, we're now in the final step of all of my settings in the controller section. You know, to start off, I play on 6.6 sensitivity just because I feel like it was the best medium for me. I've thought about playing on 7 maybe, but I don't think I'm going to change, at least now. ADS, the actual ADS sense, I play on just 1. I don't think there's a reason if you're on 6 cents to play on anything with like a point something multiplier. So I would say just take the 1. Button layout, I do use default. Same with, I don't play flipped. I play kind of everything default with default buttons and all that stuff. So aim response curve type, I do be using dynamic. I didn't use dynamic last year and everyone said it was trolling, so now I'm using dynamic this year and I'm not trying to troll, so I haven't touched it since. Controller vibration, I don't play with vibration, but I don't have rumbles in, so I never really touch the setting. But make sure you guys have this disabled because I don't really play with vibration. I don't think anyone should for the most part, unless it's something you're super used to. Moving down to the gameplay, you know, you have the normal aim assist options. I don't play with any of the target aim assist mode. I didn't change it, so I'm still on standard with that. ADS aim assist enabled. I still play on automatic mantle. I think this is a thing that I don't know how many people actually do. I think people tried using the manual one, but I don't think it's. I think it's less consistent than the automatic one, so I don't like using it. You know, the normal aim down type behavior hold, steady aim behavior hold, arm behavior. This is for the game modes I don't really play. But getting to the important part in the advanced with the dead zones and stuff. I have my stick layouts on default. The ADS stick swap, I don't even know what this means. To find out which moment the sticks are swapped when aiming down sights, it sounds like something that's crazy for some pub kids. So just keep this disabled. You know, don't touch this. But getting to the dead zones, this is something that everyone needs to do for themselves. So with no matter what controller, just put your minimums on 0, and then in game just put them up by 1 until you stop getting stick drift. And stick drift is kind of when your aim moves on its own. So like, let's say I push my stick like a little bit to the right. If I stop moving it, it'll still be acting like I'm doing this, and that's something you don't want. So you want to be able to put it as low as possible without it moving on its own. So for me on this controller, it's 2.6, but for the most part, it'll probably be around 5 or less. So just make sure you guys do that on your own, and it'll be as accurate as possible. So on to the next settings. Auto move forward, I've disabled. I don't have auto sprint on either. Sprint behavior go to. What does that even mean? Press the sprint, press on something. Okay, yeah, so it's just more fluid. Keep that on go to. Sprint cancels reload. I have that off because I just like it makes me feel more fluid on the map when I can just run and reload. Parachute auto deploy. These 3 I don't really use. Interactive reload behavior, I have tap to reload, but I guess that's the only one you guys can say I can use in this bottom section. But that's gonna be it for settings. Let me know in the comments below if this helped you guys out. And personally, I think I have some good settings, so just let me know. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate if you dropped a like. If you're new here, make sure you sub to the channel. I'm uploading every week. And, you know, I haven't said this before, but make sure you turn my notifications on, man. You don't want to miss out on one of my videos. Make sure you turn on notifications, make sure you sub, and make sure you drop a like. And, you know, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.